Hi everyone. It was nice getting to meet the teachers at Wingo yesterday. As you get those letters back that we sent out to the students yesterday, I'm going to be handing you a Google Sheet. I'm going to be sharing that with you. Please check off when you get that so I can begin the process of starting the remote meetings with the parents that request it. On August 31st, the Department of Education for the state of Kentucky released some new guidelines on how we can handle EL programs this year within the state. I'm going to share with you some of those things right now and how we can incorporate those within our program. We've already begun this by sending home those letters to the parents, and once we get them back, I'm going to begin the virtual family interviews. You can see here a list of different things that I'm going to go over during these interviews. Probably the biggest change across the state is the recommendation for remote EL services. You can see a list of different styles and different strategies that we can use together. This may look different from years in the past where you had an EL teacher coming into your room and sitting next to your student or pulling them out of the room. Though that still will be the case in certain circumstances, we're moving towards a remote way of providing these services and accommodations. If your student has a Chromebook and a pair of headphones, I promise you I can be in your room any time of day providing exactly what that student needs, whether it's lessons, digital storytelling, providing services, or accommodations. I'm about to show you in just a little bit some of my specific strategies that I hope we can incorporate together. So one of the biggest questions I get, are we responsible for virtual EL students? And you can see a quote directly from the document that was sent out by the Department of Education. The answer is yes. And so I have specific time set aside to work with those students to call at home and make sure that their needs are being met. And what about the responsibility of communicating with our Spanish-speaking families? We have a responsibility to do that, and that's what I'm here for, to help with that as well. I have specific time set aside for you to send me the documents that you need to be sent home, and I can translate those in Spanish and get them sent back to you very quickly. Another reason why it's so important, if you could get a hold of me on Google Hangouts, I can do it immediately if there's a time crunch. Though some of these changes may seem drastic and very different from what you've seen before, I promise you, I'm so excited to try some of these new strategies. And the number one thing we've got to remember is, students must be engaged if we're going to be effective. And I'm going to show you now some of these digital strategies that we can use to keep students engaged and provide the services that they need. My specialization when I was in grad school was technology-based English instruction, and I'm excited to incorporate new ways that we can provide accommodations and services to our EL students. So whether you're a Simpsonia Rough Rider, a Wingo Indian, or a Blue Devil like me, I'm excited to show you the different ways we can collaborate together this year and make the best experience for our EL students within the district. Follow me as I show you some of the remote and digital ways that we can collaborate this year. Whether it's digital storytelling, digital lessons, or even providing assessments live during a test, these are all things that I can do for your EL students. By sending me the text that you're using within your classroom, I can provide accommodations instantly, no matter the time of day, if your student's sitting at their desk with a laptop and a pair of headphones. If they need a reader, simplified language, I can provide it. Every student that I work with has a visual or organizer accommodation. And so that means whatever text you're reading, whatever you're working on, we're always on the lookout for potential vocabulary that the student may not understand. So when I have your information, I can tailor these visuals like a violinist, a flautist, a drummer. If those are in your lessons, I can put those on paper, send them to your students, and give them a visual accommodation so they'll better understand the vocabulary. So I also run the biggest YouTube channel in the state of Kentucky for English learners. Just go to youtube.com/ThompsonELL. And during the school year, I use this platform to make specific digital lessons for the EL students at Graves County. Take a look. Remember, the most important thing out of all of this is communication. Use those tools that I sent you, Google Hangouts, email, my phone. Stay in contact. Don't be afraid to send me any information you can about your students and what's going on in your classrooms. I'll do the best I can to provide the best accommodations and services to the EL students in your room. Thanks a lot.